Hello, good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you're joining us from. Welcome to Itchy Painty, the miniature painting program by Resident Evil fans for Resident Evil fans. I am Burger, aka Itchy, and both Painty today. Joining me today is nobody. I'm here solo. James is out having social interactions with folks. Um, Today we are continuing work on a project I started a while ago. I kind of fell off of it because existence is challenging sometimes. But no, today we're going to be working on a Roy Mustang figure from a Patreon I subscribe to and follow. Nom Nom Figures. They are a fantastic resource for me. And I'm a big fan. I'm actually going to scoot this over a bit. So it's closer to in front of me. So we have today I'm gonna try to get a good portion of him done today. He's in a pretty good space. We're using some airbrush work to do the skin tone on his head, face, and arms. Um, and then I'll be doing some brush work on these boots here, just to do some nice highlights, darken some lowlights, and kind of make them just more look a little more leather. And then if we have some time, I have the base behind me. Social interaction's fine. I actually went out socially last night for the first time in a while. I had a great time. Went and watched a AEW pay-per-view event. In fact, I would go so far as to say I had a fantastic time watching that. And so here is the base he's going to stand on. This actually will require some cleanup too, so that'll be a fun part of the process if we can get to it today. First things first, since I got my airbrush going, I do kind of want to clean it up super quick. Yeah, this is he'll end up standing on it, but right in the center there. And there's a lightning bolt that will circle around his body to make it to the bottom. On the figures. No spoilers, please. I'm sorry. I can't promise that. I'm excited about it, and I will try. But if I get talking about it, I can't promise that. So I'm going to be completely honest with you there. Doing my best. But it was a cool time for me. I hadn't seen the friend that invited me over in a while, so that was nice as well. That was a good part of it. So, getting started first, I'm going to pick up my airbrush. Let me turn off my ceiling fan. Light, boom, just to keep it from glaring. So we painted these skin people, the skin the skin on this person with Ishtar Pink back when I did this project to begin with. So the next tone will be Moonray Flesh. The first, I will be starting off with some of both in my pot here. I was quite pleased last night when I was watching the wrestling program. To see how many women wrestlers were part of it. Ballad. Okay. Um, it was great. That was actually a fun fight. I picked that one wrong. I thought Powerhouse Hobbs was going to win it. So you did get to watch most of it, it looks like, too, because that was towards the end of it. Yeah? Um, was that before or after the fight Saraya had with the, was she the one who fought Britt Baker? Yeah. I enjoyed that fight quite a bit. And then the Jade Cargill fight was definitely after that, which was also very good. That one was my favorite. Um, very impressed by that one. That young English lady who apparently is coming back from an injury. Which was lovely to see. It's wild. Was that after the Kenny Omega fight, too? That was another fun fight that I enjoyed with the tag teams, Kenny Omega and Pac. That was another fun one. I was thinking Kenny was going to win that. I know he was the crowd favorite. I enjoyed that quite a bit. You know, it was a good time. I saw that they were making a video game, which I can't guarantee I would pick up, but I do think is neat that they're doing. I'll play it at my friend Dylan's house. apparently Pac is known for being a bastard. That guy kept saying that last night. The cage match was also really cool between Jungle Boy and Luke Perry's son, which is funny. Which is it was sad because I only ever go to the few pay-per-views, right? And so like I only knew them to be best, like they were friends. So my friend just texted me. He's like, "Hey, thanks for coming over last night. It was a good time." Yeah. Luke Perry's son is his title, or Jungle Boy is his title. Oh, the Pac's title is the bastard. Yeah, I keep forgetting you're a bit behind. Which is hard to follow. Sometimes. So yeah, he is a bastard. That is his title. I did recognize that. They did mention it. I have seen and that was another thing too. Is I've seen those two, the Lucha Brothers fight the are they called the Elite? The two flamboyant gentlemen. Yeah. Um, yeah, they fought the Elite, which was cool. I've seen them fight a couple times, and every time it's a fucking spectacle watching them fight. And Kenny Omega is also fun to watch fight. He seemed in better form than the last time I saw him. Did you catch the Jericho one? Again, I'm trying to it's hard to remember when was where, but the Jericho fight was also pretty good. Okay, so I still have some paint here, which I guess I will dump out here. Yeah, Choji, I'm in the public VC of the Discord, by the way. We don't have to do this way. And same goes for true for anybody who's watching. If y'all want to hang out and chat with me in the VC, the topic of conversation at the moment is AEW's Full Gear event, which was last night. a pay-per-view. So be aware that that's the topic. The fuck is going on with my airbrush right now? Oh, it's dying. That's why. I did enjoy the whole thing. Like, I don't want to make people think I didn't take part of it. My favorite personality among the roster is for those who aren't interested in the sport and the artistry of it was a fellow named Orange Cassidy, who's just this like fun, blasé gentleman who gets the impression that he doesn't care. He's very chill, and that's his vibe. You know what? I'm here for it. Where'd my wet palette go? I need you. I need you, wet palette. Oh, there it is.
Okay, I'm here now.
Oh, and my beverage is over here too. Jesus, sorry everybody. I stood up for a minute to like grab my wet palette, which I had moved because I was cleaning today. So it was over at
Are you
my,
able to hear me?
other desk, of which I have two.
Hello?
In this room. There's a third in the attic.
I don't think you can hear me.
Which may turn into a makeup vanity if I can find a way to make it work. Been thinking about consolidating mine and May's makeup collections down into one super makeup collection.
Can you hear me?
And setting us up with a nice vanity to do it at.
Goodness, you still can't hear me.
Blurp. Okay.
Can you hear me with this headset? Hello? What is going on?
Okay. All right. So now that we got the skin kind of done, we're gonna let that sit and dry for a bit and see how it tones down when I let it dry. Because I did a really thin layer, I'm hoping that the more of the pink will come through. It's super bright. Let me darken this up a bit. Oh, that's valid. No, take your time, bud. It's no rush. So, while that's drying, I'm going to move on to the boots. The boots. I don't know quite how I'm going to manage these. I know they're supposed to be brown, so they're already in the right place, color-wise. But I also am aware that I promised myself I wouldn't do a whole lot of extra shading on these projects. So, what I'm thinking at the moment is that I might just do a very thin down contrast wash of snakebite leather on
Can you hear me
this
now?
particular boot because I want to give it some depth.
Still no.
And I do like the kind of weathered look that snakebite gives it when it's applied. So,
What is going on with this
join me
thing?
on this little journey, this path we take. Other topic of conversation, by the way, Cho, is I just finished Rhythm of War again, and I'd like to talk about that if you've read it.
Can you hear me this way?
James is not as enthused about Stormlight as I am, and that's been disappointing to me. Because I do just want to talk about that with people because I think it's dope. It's my favorite book series. Is that gonna make that fall over? No, good. Having some technical difficulties. Are they technical difficulties on your end or my end?
Testing.
Is it not sounding appropriately? Can you not hear? Oh, I can't hear you probably because my volume is set up weirdly. Is that part of it?
Maybe.
Yay, there it is. Choji, welcome to the chat.
I was just like, what the heck is going
What's
on?
happening? Why can't I hear you? Hello. So, first things first, I only watch maybe 2 like wrestling events a year. And that's just when Dylan remembers to invite me over for them. Because I always go and I always have a good time watching these. Because I don't know. I watched the very first AEW event just by happenstance. Like, I think it was All Out was the very first one. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, please.
I wasn't watching at that time, so I have no idea.
So I remember the first one, and it was just like the only reason I got like involved in it was because he was really bummed out that he was at work like a couple of days before, and he was really bummed out that he didn't like that he couldn't host it at his house, because they like their internet was down or something or hadn't been installed yet. And this was like right after we moved into this house. And yeah, no, I was like, hey, come on over. And he's like, well, I was gonna invite some friends. I'm like, yeah, bring them too. Like, he invited a couple friends.
Oh,
And yeah,
nice.
it was really cool to see. Like May watched it with us for some parts of it, and like it's AEW has a lot of like really nice athleticism. Like, I think watching those professionals do their job is a treat.
Uh,
Um, because like especially the Kenny Omega tag team fight. I've seen like that some combination of those because those two people always fight, the two tag team partners.
yeah,
Um,
the Young Bucks.
and Young Bucks, that was their name. And always fight the Lucha Bros. And I remember that because they stand out because they're so good.
Yeah.
So it's fun. How come you haven't caught up the whole thing, man? What's keeping you? You're slacking on me.
How come I haven't caught up on what?
How come you're not? How come you didn't finish it?
Because yesterday I had to help my mom move, so that ran a little late. So I got home like after it started.
Oh, bummer. So you missed the cage match too.
Oh well, I didn't miss it. I did watch it.
Oh, so
I just like
do you
partway through
watch
the event.
regularly? Do you watch the wrestlings like weekly?
Uh, yeah, ever since I started watching AEW, I've really been
Sure.
liking it. So
So I get that, and I'm not judging. I'm asking because like I knew Luke Perry's son and the Dinosaur Man to be friends, like the best of
uh,
friends. So like, what happened there? Why
yep.
were they fighting?
Okay, so that started because the guy that is kind of like their manager, so to speak, Christian Cage,
Yes.
betrayed Jungle Boy.
Why? What happened? Is he just being a dick?
Oh, yeah, I think it was just being a dick.
Just being a wang? Damn, what an asshole.
Yeah. Then like when they started that, Jungle Boy actually had an injury, so he was off the roster for a little while, and like setting up him coming back. Christian Cage would be like talking like a bunch of shit like every single week.
No. What a
He's
scumbag.
like, oh, he's like, oh, your entire family is bad, but your mom is hot. Tell her to call me. He's just saying shit like that.
Dude, his dad died of cancer. Um, there's a really awkward moment last night where, because I didn't know his story. Like, I didn't know he was actually Luke Perry's son. Um, to a point when I was like, hey, I don't want this to sound weird, but is Luke Perry related to this kid, the actor from Saved by the Bell? And he goes, oh yeah, that's his dad. Like, that's part of it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh wow, wild. No, 90210. It's 90210. There was another actor from Saved by the Bell who died recently. And I got them confused.
And I'm really sad because earlier today, Jason David Frank passed away.
No, is it for I'm thinking the Power Rangers fellow.
Yes.
Oh, dude, what was it? Did he overdose on something?
I don't know if it's been exactly how it's been released to the
Is that
public.
the speculation? I know he's been struggling with it for a while. I had heard that he was having some problems with abusive substances.
I'll take a look around online and see if.
If not him, one of them was. That's sad. That's real sad. He was definitely a fan favorite.
Oh man.
Like, he was the cool
Sources with
one.
yeah. Sources with direct knowledge tell us his death was the result of suicide.
Oh, dang. Oof. Demons get rough. Fuck, that's too much.
Jeez.
This is going to be a weird balancing act for me all night. It's okay.
I'm sorry to just like bring everything down
No,
here.
it's okay. It's not bringing anything down. I'm also bummed out because I'm adding too much. My mix is off. So yeah, that was the first fight of the first fight of like the main card. Then prior to that, there was the like the pre-show, which was fun because Arch Cassidy was part of that, and he is an absolute delight.
Yeah.
I'm glad that he's the champion now. I didn't know that had happened.
That was like a couple of weeks ago, I believe.
I think it's great that he's already defended it a couple times.
Yes.
The guy with the hat, I get the impression that they have enmity or there's a rivalry there for just trying to be the cool white guy.
So with that, where to start with it? Someone in the Jericho Appreciation Society, he was like kind of leaning on leaving it. So Jericho tried to gift him that hat, but he rejected it at the time. So that guy picked up the hat. He's like, I like this hat.
You're gonna get it.
So
It's a good hat.
I don't really know the guy that well, but it really seems like he's playing as a
dumb guy.
big muscular guy, so he's dumb.
Yeah.
Kind of trope.
I mean, he could just really also just enjoy his hat. So, this is actually a bit of an audible from this project. I'm doing a bit of a dry brush on this boot. Because I'm going to put some wash over it to kind of give it some more shine again. And I actually think that this dry brush will help with that. Because I actually even might just dry brush this color again. Because that doesn't look terrible as it is. But I want it to have a little more depth.
Yeah, I think the dry brushing will make it look a little more weathered.
Yeah. Let me grab the other boots. Dos botas. That is how you say boot in Spanish, right, mem? Boot. Is it sabaton? Or is that French? I don't know. I'm not going to keep saying it.
Boot in Spanish is bota.
Bota, it is bota. Okay. Let me see if this fits over here. It does, kind of. That's neat. Okay. Let me see what else. Other highlights. The I'm to understand Jade Cargill frequently cosplays, or has before, and this was her second time.
From what I know, she does it for the pay-per-views.
Cool.
From what the announcer says, this is actually the first pay-per-view I've gotten. So
nice. Did you do the VPN thing too?
No. I just used the Bleacher Report, which is like the streaming service that does it.
Cool. Yeah, my friends had it started off as a fraught evening. Where they were trying to stream it from a VPN service, because like if you tried to buy it here, it was like $50 or something like that, 40, I think they said it was. But if
it was 50.
Yeah, but if you like logged on from the UK through a VPN, it was 10. So
I wish I knew that.
That's I don't know. I was gonna ask Sai about it if she was around later. To inquire, and if that's how she did it. Because I know they watched it as well. But no, there was an issue with the HDMI port, where it would glitch weirdly every few seconds, and I was like, hey, just try a different port. And then like he's freaking out. He's like, there's no other ports on it, and I was like, what are you talking about? There has to be other ports that you can plug it into. Because it doesn't do this on your PlayStation. And he goes, I don't know if he hears that or he doesn't absolutely process that, because he like moves on. And again, like 5 minutes later, I get up and I just like switch it over to HDMI 2, and it clears right up. And I thought we sorted it out, but it was fraught for a bit there. So we had to watch it with glitches for most of the pregame. It was unacceptable. It really wasn't. I was okay with it. It was fine. It was really fine. But like, dudes were getting upset.
I mean, I'm sure that the pregame is. Yeah, you could just go to their YouTube channel to see it.
Yeah, and that's what it was on. That's why it was the problem because it was streamed through the computer. There was a problem. Like that's part of it. Anyway, we got it sorted. We enjoyed the program. I enjoyed the program. Um, it was nice to hear like every single person in this like group of wrestling fans because there was a few people there, which I wasn't expecting, but they were cool. Um, like had placed bets as to like who would win each fight, like beforehand. Like they talked about it like before and like had their like written down and like they were like counting it. And
Oh, nice.
yeah, that was fun to like see them talk about. And I would get into it like okay, so I don't know any of these people, and I'd place my bets, and I was often wrong because I don't know the backstories. um, but I had fun, nevertheless.
Oh, that's good.
I enjoyed that he invited me, and I hope he does so again in the future. Um, I don't know that I have enough of a give a shit for this to. Hmm. I don't know that this is going to be the right color. The nice thing is because I'm taking this slow and being careful with it and actually like using it as a paint, um, I get some leeway with it that you don't normally get with contrast paint. Because I don't necessarily need it to look all super uniform, right? Because it's weathering.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Tell me, Joe, have you thought about picking up brushes at all?
Uh, I have. I really do want to. It's just
Sure.
the time it takes.
No, I gotcha. I gotcha. That's valid. And you got like that's the thing is like folk got like you got your hobbies already. Um, which is you know good to think about. Like I've been playing a lot of Dark Tide lately, last couple of days. Um, I've had some Final Fantasy friends being like, "Hey, so like where you at?" I was like, "Well, I'm playing Dark Tide right now." Like, "Oh, but you know like there's this cool stuff happening in game." Um, and I you know it's like hobbies, other stuff. Um, but it's interesting because the folks I do have who play Dark Tide already have like their Dark Tide group because they've been playing Dark Tide for
I
a
know.
while. Yeah.
So Dark Tide has co-op options.
Oh, it's specifically a co-op game. I don't know that it has cross-platform multiplayer, and I don't know that it'll work on. Like, and that's the problem with it. It's a $40 game, um, but it does take a pretty beefy system to operate it.
Oh, then yeah, my computer
Yeah,
will hate it.
exactly, and that's generally kind of the problem overall with finding other folks like new folks to play it with is because like there's plenty of folks who would play it if their computer would run it. And I mean, and I hate this. I really don't like saying it this way, but like run it in a way where you can take advantage of what it's offering. Because it has a lot of really really great RTX like components to it.
Yeah.
Um, like very gorgeous stuff, Joe. Um, it's like the lighting in it, and you're like how your flashlights work is oh goodness, it's terrifying. Um, terrifying, kind of like you know how you get those moments in Fire Team where like you don't really get them a lot as the more you play the game, which is upsetting.
Right.
Um,
Hmm.
because
Then Fire Team Prowler can still surprise you from time to time.
right. I like these missions too because they feel like I don't know. It's hard for me sometimes to play um, Fire Team because every mission just feels like you're running in a straight line to me.
Yeah, that's completely fair.
Um, So like I'm usually good for like 3 or 4, but I can't. Like I don't have the capacity for more than that. I don't know that I will with Darktide, because at this point I get frustrated because I'll get a couple of good ones and then go in for a third, and then that'll be the one that we get to the boss and then die. Because the missions are kind of long. They do vary on the 25 minute to a half an hour mark for a mission. But they're incredibly thematic, and wave management feels really good too. So the game is definitely fun to play.
Oh, that's good at least.
Yeah. I tell you what, I'm actually back around on this color. I do want to darken it, but I do think it's like a nice rich. It actually did come out a little bit better than I thought it would, which is nice. I'm just cleaning it up now. I don't know if y'all can't see the process while I'm talking about it, but in a few seconds you'll see as I'm wicking away some of this. As it's drying, I'm kind of smearing it. It's giving me this really cool. Yeah, I don't hate how this is happening right now. I think I can play with it later. So I'm gonna let this dry. I'm gonna just finish smoothing out some of these transitions here. And then hit it. I'm gonna do this again with the dark brown, like the dark brown, and see if I can darken this up a bit more, and then maybe hit it with another dry brush at the end. Ultimately, I probably should have started darker. If I were to do another set of these boots like this, I would start with a much darker brown, and then dry brush that like I did.
Do you have anything that will like leave a gloss on it? Because of course, being in the military, you gotta have shiny boots.
Well, it's true, and yeah, I do have ways to do that. But if we take a look at the base here, I'm going to put it in the camera here, so you see in about 20 seconds from when I say this. On the base, you can see that it's busted, right? And there's all these little explosion bits. So I can't wait to paint these explosion bits. Because I think they're going to be really fun for me. Because I'm going to try, I'm actually going to start with red. And then work my way up to like a sullen gray, where the red kind of only stays in at like certain points.
The base just barely came up on screen.
Okay, so it was about half a minute. It's so weird.
Oh, okay.
I need to remember. I'm gonna try to next week set my camera as an option in Discord, and then capture the Discord window for the stream, so folks can participate and watch in the Discord live, and in synchronous, or at the very least in better synchronous than where we're at now, because it does feel like a long time. And I don't have it at my desk because I don't want to break it. And if I leave it at that's gonna be the last thing I have to do. Is there is a lightning bolt, like from because I don't know if we have any fans of the program in chat today. Roy Mustang is an alchemist. They call him the Flame Alchemist because he can light things on fire explosively. There's the next one.
Yeah. I should give Brotherhood a rewatch. It's been a couple of years.
Yeah. Take care for your mental health while you watch that program. Everybody, that's just like, go see it, watch it, but also it can get oof,
Dark.
real dark. I watched it not super recently, but kind of recently.
I'm sure even if you haven't watched it, one of the worst scenes is pretty much a meme at this point.
Yeah, that is a meme. It is a common one. I'm also seeing similarly common memes for Spy Family, which is upsetting.
I gotta get into that one.
Oh man, Spy Family is so good. This is a cool fucking miniature. No, that's not where that goes. This is probably this piece. Yeah, that's where that goes. So this will fit once we're done with this, like cleaning it up, it'll fit together very nicely. Um, yeah, here it is. So this is the base, fully assembled with all of his explosions. So I don't think his boots would be super clean, ultimately speaking, is I guess the point of this whole thing. Um,
Okay.
my last thing I want to do for this, and this is something that can really come back to bite me later, but I really want to paint it all and then put the lightning bolt on it, and then paint the lightning bolt while it's attached to the rest of the model. Um, because like it would give me OSL for free if I did it right. But that's the thing is I don't know that I don't know that I can. So I'm flip flopping on it. We'll see what happens. And that was my digression away for a moment while I put that together. One of the other things I like about these models too is while we're talking about them, they do come together really well, and they're always neat.
Yeah. I remember your Zula one. I
Yeah.
really like that one.
Oh yeah. I actually I ended up donating that to somebody, and
Yeah, I remember that.
they sent me a letter, and it was lovely. All right, so we're gonna check these out. Here's these boots. Yeah, see they're drying nicely. They still got that rich brown. I do think I want to darken it again and then dry brush it with that same brown I used. I'm gonna put this away, which I can actually do on camera so you can see me being cheap. No, it's like I'm not even saying that. This was actually really dry, so the fact that I watered this down so much is very helpful. This is a one I use quite a bit, and because I my style of painting, um, my paint pots are in bad shape because I don't close stuff all the way, so stuff gets dried out. Yeah, so like don't do that when you're painting. Just take a care, and give it an extra turn. Um,
Yeah,
because it's
makes
only going to
sense.
help you. All right. Um, that's going. We're going to revisit the skin here. Um, I actually kind of like how that looks. We're gonna leave it there. I don't want to go back over it again. Um, so yeah, we're gonna be done with skin for now anyway. Because I
It
leave it.
rubs the lotion on its skin.
Oh no. I'm in danger. People know where I am right now, Choji. Sorry, I'm teasing you. I apologize.
Okay.
White is the color I'm looking for. I'm almost out of it, so I'm actually in the market for a new white. So my favorite white is this color here. It is Viejo's Dead White. So we're gonna use probably the last of it to paint the rest of his shirt today and his gloves because they're both white. Hmm. Um, so while I'm doing that, while I'm mixing this color, let's talk about another shared interest I know you and I have. Have you read Rhythm of War yet?
Rhythm of War.
That's the fourth Stormlight Archive book.
I don't think I have.
Okay, never mind then. Um, what other Brandon Sanderson have you read? I know you've read some of his stuff.
Stormlight Archive, I don't think I've heard of that.
You've heard of Mistborn though, right? Or is this Dresden that we both read?
Oh, it's probably Dresden.
Okay, I'm sorry. I forgot. I did like both of the most recent Dresden Files books though.
I'm still not okay.
Um, I'm fine with it. You gotta have breaks in it. I think it'll be a good place for Harry to move on from.
I mean, it's got to be tough to like kind of figure out where you want to go at this point, though.
Absolutely. I don't envy him in his position now. I do think the idea of like the angry with the Wicked Witch of Chicago vibe that he's putting out um, is cool. I do approve of that. Um, like Harry's immeasurably powerful in his like for where he's at. Like there, like he's in the Harry's powerful enough to a point where he can tell the White Council to go fuck itself.
Yeah,
Like so that's
especially
not
with
the
like Mab in his corner.
right. There's definitely not um so and fucking Odin his like you're not gonna fuck with the guy who's like got Mab on his back, like he's got Odin has his back, like um Harry Dresden just wants to fucking help people and he's gonna do it. And
Yeah,
I'm still mad though. I'm still mad at fucking at them just like the fact that at the end of all that they're like, "Oh, and by the way, we know you killed these bad guys with magic, so we're gonna still kick you out and order your death." It's like they were fucking cultists and they were people. And he's like, but seriously, they were going to kill us.
yeah.
It's the problem. Like um, it's funny. There's another book series I'm reading right now where there's a similar level of um, pedantic pageantry um, about like a vote that's happening. This is the Mistborn Wax and Wane trilogy, which is fun because they're like Indiana Jones Adventures with Magic, but like
Oh,
Indiana
nice.
Jones Detective Adventures with Magic. They're fun. I like Brandon Sanderson's style a lot. He's probably my favorite author to like listen to audiobooks of right now. Mm. Have you listened to anything fun lately?
Uh, Recently, I just got through the first four books of a series called The Junkyard Druid.
Oh, fun. Is that like more modern fantasy?
Yes.
Nice. That's pretty cool. What's the premise of the story?
Okay. Well, the premise is your main character is like from a long line of like ancient warriors kind of thing,
Sure,
and
druids.
he was yes,
Okay.
and he his line was like cursed with like a Jekyll and Hyde kind of thing.
Cool.
So before like the start of the series, he killed his love and everything because he lost control.
Cool. Are they like
So
werewolves or is it literally just like altered personalities?
well, there are werewolves in the series, but
The main character is not one.
no.
Okay.
His transformation is based off of Fey magic. It's called a Fomorian form.
Cool. Oh, so it's a
Uh,
big emphasis on the Fae. That's pretty cool.
yeah, yeah, and
Interesting.
like the way it describes his form, it has like long, lengthy, messed up arms, and
Fun.
just he turns like into this absolute creature, pretty much.
Love it. Um, that's really cool.
So
How many books
it's
is it?
about I think maybe 8 right now. Let me double check that. Uh, oh, it's actually up to 12.
Dang, that's a lot. Hmm. Did you ever have you read anything by Brent Weeks?
Maybe. Oh yeah, I actually went through the majority of the Way of Shadows series.
That's a fun one. I also went through the majority of the Way of Shadow. I don't think I ever finished it.
Yeah, on the third one, it was just jumping around between characters way too much. I couldn't follow it.
And it also gets like there's only so much of a guy fucking beating up on himself that you can kind of handle in a story. And I already read
Yeah.
the Dresden Files, so. Mm.
Yeah,
All right.
but I think like the third one had like 8 different story arcs following 8 different characters
There
or
was a
something like
few,
that.
yeah, and then like some of them
I was
would
just like,
die. I mean, thankfully some of them would die. That reminds me of another book series a friend of mine really recommended called The Lies of Locke Lamora. About an immortal fellow who is a thief, and always puts together a big heist, and his heist always goes sour, and it's just like every single person on the crew will die, and then he'll survive at the end and move on to the next town.
well, that sounds like it might get a little stale after a while.
Yeah, I think I made it through the first one, about halfway through the second one. I was like, yeah, no, I'm just not interested. Like, I like all these characters better than him, and they die. But I have been reading some other cool stuff. I read recently a series called the Lycanius trilogy by James Islington with an S. It's pronounced Islington because he's British. Um, but it's a series where the magic is time based, kind of. Like that's the like there's two kinds of magic, and there's like the kind of people who can do time magic, and the kind of people who can't. Um, and the main character is one of the last people who can. That you think like you think that, but then you find out that that's just more common than anybody ever talked about, but nobody ever talked about it, right? Um,
Yeah.
so it's an interesting story where like it does a cyclical storytelling thing that I just think it's one of the only times I've ever seen it like work well.
It sounds familiar, but just
For,
like looking at it, I don't recognize it though. But the
um,
name sounds familiar.
Brent Weeks' other book series was fun, and it's done too. So it'd be one that I'd recommend. Is called the Lightbringer Cycle, and it starts off with a book called The Black Prism. I believe is the first one, and it's magic that's light based, and they see colors and they can draw colors in through their eyes to like create substance that does magic with their hands through their fingernails specifically.
Oh, nice. But looking up Lycanius trilogy, one of the autocompletes says Lycanius trilogy book 4. So there are people out there who did not understand the assignment. It's like, oh, what is this trilogy gonna get a 4th book?
Yeah, it's out now. Like there's 5 of them. And, I won't talk about the end of it because I do think it's worth reading. Um, but I will mention it because like it's part of the recommendation, and it's not a spoiler. Like they kind of beef the ending. I think. Like that said, like I said, I still think it's worth reading, and I won't explain more than that. But It kind of reminded me of like a movie that you really enjoy, but just like didn't stick the landing. Like most romantic comedies, you know how they just kind of go on about 20 minutes too long.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, the funny part's over, and we have to make them sad, and then they're sad for about a half an hour, and then the movie ends.
Yeah.
The one I did enjoy watching is Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I think is, my opinion, one of the best films in the genre.
Oh, yeah, that's a pretty good one. I'm also trying to think of others, but I'm just like drawing a blank.
Um,
A lot of them just blur together.
yeah, the 40 Days and 40 Nights with Drew Barrymore. The Adam Sandler one with Drew Barrymore. That's a joke because that could be like 4 different movies.
Yeah. That's why I was like, uh,
This part of the joke. Was it funny? Did you
yeah.
enjoy it?
Yes,
Mhm.
I'm trying to figure it out. Just like, oh, you're making my brain melt on purpose.
Yeah. It's okay, Joe. It's your first time. James had to build it up too. Um, so who is let's go back to AEW for a bit. Who's your favorite wrestler in the AEW?
Ooh, and there's definitely quite a few I like.
Top
Like
five.
I've really been liking. Let's say I've really been liking Darby Allin. He,
Saboy.
he yeah, he's pretty good, but he puts a lot of risk on himself.
Oh my
I'd be shocked if
God.
he makes. I'd be shocked
Um,
if he makes it to 35 without his body falling apart.
yeah, I noticed
So
that he does do terrifying things to his body. Um, but I'm wondering if he actually has some level of like gymnasts or like dancers because he takes his falls really well.
yeah,
Um, like I'm wondering if he has some like outside of professional wrestling, like movement training.
well, I know he does like some like stuntman, Evil Knievel type stuff because I've seen a video of him like doing jumps like with a motorcycle and things like that. And of course, he's also a skater, so
Oh, there's part of it too. Yeah, that's
uh,
probably where a lot of that came from then, because like you have to learn how to take a fall well when you're doing that sport.
oh yeah. So yeah, I was like Orange Cassidy, of course.
Yeah, he's fun. He's so fun.
Yeah, I really just like when he's like coming down the ramp, he'll usually like take the time to like go to like a kid, give them a fist bump or something.
Yeah, he
Just
always
like make the
he
kid's
hands it up in the
day.
crowd, like Moxley does. Oh, you can't talk about that one.
Oh, Moxley always does the entrance through the crowd. That's just his thing.
Oh, I meant the match in general. That's the one. That's one I know
Okay,
I
the
can't talk
match in
about.
general,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Um.
Unfortunately, I haven't gotten there yet.
Uh. But the one that you watched, the big boys match. They called it. What do they call it? They called it a meat slapper. Is what my friend said was. With the three big guys.
Oh, Wardlow, Samoa and Powerhouse.
Yeah. That was neat just to see like that dudes that size just throwing each other around.
Yeah, it's like, jeez, how much do you have to lift to be able to just pick up that much over your head?
Oh, fucking a lot.
And all of them must have been like hurting really bad
I mean,
afterwards.
I'm surprised anybody. I saw Britt come. Never mind. Did you watch the is that before or after the women's title match with the two Australian ladies?
That is after I haven't seen it yet.
Okay. So never mind. I won't mention that. But I'm surprised that people like do anything after you're done. Like I would go lie down and just not wake up until the next day. I wouldn't shower. I would just fall asleep because like they just look so tired. Like the Sting match. Did you watch that?
No, that's next where I left
Okay,
off.
that's the Darby Allin fight too. Then.
Yes.
Mm. Okay. Well,
And kudos to Sting though for like still going after all these
and
years.
Jeff Jarrett too. He's an old one too. I never watched it a lot, but like you see you become aware of stuff culturally because it's around. So I didn't watch wrestling myself, but I knew a lot of people who did. So I like even I knew about Sting and Jeff Jarrett as like them being wrestlers
Yeah.
and their respective shticks.
I mean, you can tell he's like moving slower than everyone else, but still going
And he still's got
nonetheless.
the energy, you know. Like then you look at people like the Undertaker who like did it too long and didn't take a break.
Yeah.
And he did not look great for his age, but he'd also been doing it for a long time. Did you ever see the movie The Wrestler?
I don't think I have.
Darren Aronofsky picture. Um, Quite good. Big recommend. Very deep. It's about a professional wrestler, like an aging professional wrestler.
Oh, okay.
Mickey Rourke is in it. Plays said aging professional wrestler.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
These
I'll have to try to look that up at some point.
these gloves are taut against his skin.
Did the 3D print have the alchemy symbol on the back of the gloves?
It does, yeah. I'm actually filling it in now. That's gonna be. I'm actually gonna take a break from the white here in a minute. Move on to the other arm, and then try to actually start putting that paint in once this dries. I do want to do that on the stream tonight because I think that'll be fun to watch my creative outrage as I go through that. Um,
Oh, God.
please look forward to it, as Yoshi P likes to say.
I'll light a candle for you
Oh, thank you. I
because
appreciate it.
that's gotta be really tough to get into those
Um,
nooks and
so
crannies on that
so
symbol.
the thing is, it's not gonna be too bad. I promise. Like I'm actually looking forward to doing it because it's something I know how to do. And I have a really good way to do it. It's not gonna be. It's gonna like tempering expectations. It's gonna not be super neat, and I will have to fix it. But like it will look good when I'm done.
Oh, I'm sure.
Um, and I'm also just taking care to be extra careful about his flesh on his arm. Which, if you notice, continue. I knew it would too, which is nice. I knew it would continue to darken as it dried to a nice shade. It's exactly how I did Azula, and I did it exactly the same way.
Yeah. I'm thinking like when you are done with the symbols, you'll probably have to take a separate picture because they might be hard to see on camera.
It'll be high contrast. It should be fine.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I wish I could do something about that. I didn't realize how bad it was.
I don't know. No worries. I did see like you turn the hand at a certain angle and like the symbol is like sticking out rather than
Yeah, I have to see if I
being
can
indented.
get it to turn off low light compensation or something. Give me a moment to try to fix this.
Oh, no.
It's good. I mean, it's really good that you pointed it out, and I do want you to know I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. There it is. I see it.
It's
You know,
actually
just watching the lights flicker.
as I try to change it. Configure video. Where is it? Turn you off. Apply.
I mean, I was able to see it like in one of the points where you kind of like held your hand up against the camera as well. So don't worry too much about it, man.
Okay. Oh my goodness. I'm going to sit here and wallow in that failure for the rest of the day.
No, you didn't fail.
I know. I'm being mean to myself.
Listen, I will come over there and I will hug you if you
Oh my
don't stop being mean
goodness.
to yourself.
Don't you threaten me with a good time. There's a phrase I've learned recently that I enjoy quite a bit. No, I'm doing it to be funny. Here we go. So it's actually looking pretty good. Just like
I really gotta learn to stop trying to do the be mean myself to try to be funny.
yeah, I'm working on it.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you just like do it to yourself in general, you're gonna do it to yourself a lot worse
That's
when you're
right.
down on yourself.
Exactly. That's why I recommend the Way of Kings to people.
I remember watching BoJack Horseman. Like there was a bit that was like a real wake up call. Like he was just staring at himself in the mirror and just saying over and over again, "You worthless piece of shit."
Wow.
That was just like a wake up call for me. I was like, "Is that what I sound like?"
Yeah. There's a similar moment in the Stormlight Archive where the main character Kaladin, who suffers from depression, it's like he's like, whoa, okay, calm down, video game, calm down, book, dial it back. All right, so let's pause these for a second because I need to let white dry. I'm actually damaging myself right now. We'll go back to these boots, which actually look pretty good. They came out pretty well. I do think I want to go for something.
Waiting for the boots to get back on camera. There they are.
Yeah, there you go. They'll appear. Um, it's gonna be really weird cognitive dissonance on the stream when people watch it. Burger said something, and there it is. I'm looking for a dark brown. Maybe that one.
Yeah, but boots really look good.
They do. I'm actually really pleased with them right now.
Yeah, they actually look like something you'd see in a store.
Thank you.
Oh, Katie B just put in the First Aid Spray Discord. I'll watch it later, but for the new Pokemon, apparently there's a glitch. Put in two controllers and move both joysticks. You can move twice as fast.
That's funny. That's an obvious oversight.
Yeah, I've seen like a couple of clips of it, and the game looks really janky.
Yeah, I wasn't
I
at
don't,
all interested in it even a little bit.
I did see like there's some NPC muscular woman. I was just like, oh hell yes.
Strong lady.
I was
Um,
just like, absolutely.
best part of AEW.
Oh yeah, it they do really good with their women's division.
A lot of fun.
I mean, I don't know how WWE is doing with theirs these days, but
I don't know anything about WWE.
yeah, neither do I.
And I'm fine with
I
that.
just remember like back late '90s, early 2000s when I was watching, like the women's division was very sexist.
Ooh boy, that's a bummer. Um, I do appreciate that they don't take that this route, and they don't take it that route in this um, particular format. Like,
Oh yeah, like it's just as engaging all around.
um, I couldn't find the actual color I wanted to do, so we're gonna have to improvise. Where did my where did time is okay? So I do have some time left.
I mean, like I said, for all I know, WWE is taking the women's division more seriously now. Like
It's possible.
back in the day, they used to have like mud wrestling and
Oh, that's gross.
things like that. It's like, oh gosh, it's like when you look back on it, just yikes.
Hypercritical yikes. Um, that's disappointing to hear.
I mean, this is like late '90s, early 2000s.
I gotcha. We're actually gonna go. We're gonna take a different route. I'm gonna thin this down quite a bit and see if I can make a little wash out of it. Oh, shit! Duh. Why don't you just do that? Thanks, Joji. That was really smart.
I'm glad I could help.
Um, you have washes, dark tone and strong tone from Army Painter, which will not only perform well, but I know they thin down well with additional medium. Airbrush flow improver, boop boop boops. I'll actually move it to the center and just show it off. And then this stuff here, quick shade, mixing medium. This is a magic potion. Wait, is this empty? Oh, it's just clogged. All right. I'm creating a magic potion here that will make these boots dope. Or terrible. It could go either way. Moving these completely out of the way. That's the nice thing about my little workstation here. Is I do have I have to keep stuff out of the way so it doesn't get all gross.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I'm in determining what I if I need to make any changes to my space. I realize I have to have something to put my work in progress stuff in while I'm not painting it because it does get dusty.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, this is gonna work out well.
So I have a fun idea that hasn't been done on each painting for a hot minute.
What's that?
Look up an "Am I the Asshole?"
Yeah, you can go grab an M of the asshole. See if there's any up there.
Yeah, I found a Thanksgiving themed one.
Okay, what do you got?
Am I the asshole for requiring a cash deposit to come to Thanksgiving dinner and uninviting my sister and her husband because they refused to pay it?
No, not the asshole. Like, family shouldn't expect, like, if they're not going to contribute in any capacity, and this person has to. All right, go ahead and read the thing. On the outset, not the asshole. I'll quantify my argument after.
Okay, I mean, mine on the outset was I'm thinking, yeah, probably a bit of the asshole, but you made a good point about if they don't contribute anything.
Like if they're not gonna at least
Like,
bring a dish,
yeah.
um, yeah. So not, I'm going not the asshole.
So the very first sentence, which I'm going to be vague because I don't want to turn this into a political debate because it's not one. So
That's
that's
fine.
quite the starter. Okay, so I'm hosting Thanksgiving this year and everyone is excited. My house is in a warm location near beaches, so everyone in the family is excited to get out of the cold and dig their toes into the sand. My family is large, and as expected, we all fall under different parts of the political spectrum. We might not agree with each other on some issues, but we treat each other with respect and love. That is, except for my sister Carrie and her husband Bob. They strongly believe in their politics and view anyone who doesn't agree with them as being wrong and need to be hot to be correct. That sounds like a regular Thanksgiving dinner, to be fair.
Yeah. Hey, who doesn't?
Even family members who are in the same political party are wrong if they're not in 100% agreement on every issue. Every get together turns into a heated debate, and with them on one side against everyone else, even with the people who vote as they do.
Um,
Frankly, it's exhausting.
yeah. These people wouldn't be allowed at Christmas anymore.
Right? So I'm just gonna not message you about holidays anymore. Frankly, it's exhausting and life draining just to be in the same room with them. To head off any political debate this year, I included it in the invitation email a ban on political discussions, very smart,
Yeah.
and a request for a money deposit of $500. In parentheses, I picked this amount because everyone can afford it, but I wanted it to be a less painful loss if they lose it. I stated
Five
this
hundred or
money will be returned
$5
$500.
per person?
I included. It doesn't specify if it's like per person or per
Hmm.
family union.
Interesting. That seems like a lot of money to ask somebody to deposit.
Yeah. I stated this money will be returned at the end of the night if politics are not discussed. Whoever brings up politics will lose their deposit. Everyone agreed and sent me the money except for Carrie and Bob. They replied that this was stupid and they don't have to pay a deposit to come to a family gathering. I answered since it's my house, it's my rules. We went back and forth until I got tired of it and uninvited them. I'm here because they have children who will be affected by my decision, and my parents are trying to talk me out of it. They want to see all of their grandchildren and think it's cruel to prevent Kari's from coming. They even offered to cover Kari's deposit, but I firmly told them no. Am I the asshole for requiring a deposit to come to Thanksgiving?
So, given, I don't know, like, so here's the thing is that nobody else thought it was an asshole thing until he said the other people couldn't come. Um, so, ultimately speaking, no, I'm saying not the asshole. This is very clearly another, like a different issue that they're talking about, not necessarily the one that they're writing about. Um, no, not the asshole. Again, especially since everybody else paid it easily. And it wasn't about how much it cost. It was literally just about the ability to not be able to not be an asshole for no consequences is the reason these people are upset. So yeah, no, not the asshole.
Yeah, I do agree.
What
I
was
mean,
the
like it
what does the
even
internet
says
say?
just don't talk about it and you'll get your money back.
Yeah, that's it. That was the solution is just choose not to be an asshole. Yeah, no, not the asshole. What did the internet say?
Okay, let's see. Dun, dun. I'm like trying to find if there's like a little bar to tell us, or do I just have to scroll through the comments?
It usually is like there's
Like a little voting
yeah.
bar? Yeah, I'm not seeing a poll. Okay, so just comments, not the asshole. You're allowed to have boundaries. no one else thought it was a problem until they made it a problem.
Huh. Oh yeah.
Okay, I see. Like, I'd negotiate the money amount, but in general, not the asshole. Uh,
Um.
a lot of people are turning it political, so I'm just scrolling through.
That's funny.
Okay, I'm seeing a lot of not the assholes.
Yeah. Good. That's nice that that was the consensus. Those boots are delicious.
I wouldn't recommend eating them.
No, maybe it would not be delicious. Hmm. Gonna go back and revisit the the white. Let's get
I like this
these.
one.
What's this
Of
one?
course they're going to. Of course they're going to lose their money. But if you have to listen to them, then might as well make sure it's as painful for them as it is for everyone else.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it's like they're also the kind of people who are so into it that like um they can't just like take that L. They're entitled to that family function. Like that's your job as family is to listen to their bullshit.
Yeah. Okay, I found one that says they think it's an asshole move, though sympathetic about wanting to avoid politics. They're probably just saying it's asshole because 500 is quite a bit of money.
Yeah, but like they again part of and that's the other thing too is like people don't have the ability to be objective in that regard because like I wouldn't pay $500 as a deposit to go to a family dinner. I would just not talk about politics. Um, I like for me it wouldn't be a problem, right? Like I wouldn't go. I wouldn't. But you know, like I understand that if this was not an amount of money that was a concern to other people, like to the family unit, which clearly it didn't seem to be. Like in that
Yeah.
context of that family unit, like yeah, not the asshole, but like if it were a problem and you still required a $500 deposit, you know. Also, I guess a little bit of asshole let Nana pay $1,000 for these people to come. I'll tell you what, I would deal with that for an evening. Um, of just getting to yell at somebody and keeping their money.
Yeah.
Somebody paying me to yell at them is I'm here for that because that's effectively what these people have done.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I just saw one that was deleted, but the headline was, "Am I the asshole for stopping my son from putting on his sister's makeup?"
Yeah,
Or it was something like that.
100%. That's super big asshole.
Yeah, it was deleted, and like the original account was deleted as well. So I think the person got their answer.
Yeah, like that
It's
was a
like,
flame war waiting to happen.
Trying to find an interesting sounding one.
It's okay. I'm just getting into this painting.
Now you're back on the gloves.
Yeah, back on the gloves. I just finished the boots, so they'll be dry here in a moment, and they will look great. You'll notice I'm kind of just focusing on the cuffs and the arms right now. My plan is to glue these into place onto the torso and paint the shirt as a whole, so that way I can make sure that it is shaded to itself well. But the areas that I'm painting right now on this will be easier to get before I do that. So that is why, if anybody's interested, I'm not painting the torso yet because it didn't have anything attached to it, so it's fine. It just needs to be painted because I primed it white. So that'll be fine. Getting it in here again. And cool. I'm gonna let that sit now. All right. So let's revisit these boots while we're here. Yeah, they came out really well. I'm really pleased, actually. I'm hoping that they will dry enough that I can try dry brushing them again before the end of the evening, before the end of the program. So we have 20 minutes left, so it's definitely possible. I also need to let my gloves dry. So the last thing that we may do as starting a new phase of this project is I might start doing the hair. Now I know his hair is dark brown, almost black. And I'm going to be starting with a dark brown, almost black, with charred brown.
Oh yeah, well, those boots look amazing.
They do. I'm excited for them. They're going to go into the pants here, which are lovely as well, if not dusty.
Oh, this one might be good.
What's that? We got hit me.
Am I the asshole for yelling at my husband when he ate some of my chocolate and making him drive across the city to replace them?
Yes. Maybe not. Yeah. Yes. Ultimately speaking, in this moment.
I'll give you the first sentence.
Sure.
I am 8.5 months pregnant and driving sucks.
Valid. All right. Maybe reassessing. We'll see.
So my mom drives me around because my husband is working huge hours to get ahead before the baby comes. Makes sense.
Right.
Last month, she drove me to my favorite chocolate store, and I stocked up on my favorite flavors. The store has dozens of flavors of chocolate individually wrapped in colorful foil so you can tell the flavor. The store is about an hour's drive away from our home. That sounds like a very nice store.
I think there's I think the Ferrero Rocher store and there's one in Cappy.
Oh, I didn't know they had a specific store. My husband knows my favorite flavor. Half the bag was originally that flavor, but by now it's just even with the others. He came home from work yesterday, and after supper, we were going to sit and watch TV. I waddled over to the couch and asked him to please bring me 2 of my chocolates. He did, and he grabbed a few for himself. No problem there. He came back to the couch with chocolate in his mouth. When he kissed me, I knew what flavor he took. He admitted he took the Stracciatella ones.
Sure, whatever.
My favorite. I kind of got upset, and he said it was no big deal. I could go with my mom and get some more. Yes, this company sells their chocolate everywhere, but the flavor I've only ever seen is this flavor in their store. My brain totally
You're
fell
good.
apart on that sentence.
It's okay. It's okay.
I asked if he has been eating that flavor a lot, and his face told me everything I needed to know. I yelled at him and I yelled at him that it's not like it's easy for me to sit in a car for 2 hours. He said he would go out right now and replace them. He had a couple of drug stores and a couple of grocery stores. They all told him the same thing. So he drove across town and came back with a big bag of just that flavor. While he was gone, I called my mom and she said I needed to calm down because my hormones are making me crazy. I
Yeah.
apologized to my I apologized to my husband, but he is still grumpy that he drove around for hours just to get me chocolate. I think he should know better to eat my favorite flavor. I know this isn't as big a problem as some of the other stuff here. Edit, my husband is wonderful and he went out looking to replace my chocolate. After he didn't find it nearby, he chose to drive across town. I didn't force him to do it. When I said I made him do it, he did it to make me happy. Sorry for any confusion.
Oh, well, it sounds like she sorted that out for herself, but realized she was being an asshole.
Yeah.
Um, hmm. I might have might have one. Nah, never mind. I don't want to talk about work. Um, so talking about let's go back to talk about video games. Um, have you you've been playing Ragnarok, I assume?
No,
Uh,
I still have yet to get through the first one. Well, technically not first one, but you know what I mean.
I hear you. Did you play Horizon 2 at all?
I still haven't got through the first one in that
Damn.
either.
Okay. Well, you've been playing
Uh,
Gotham Knights.
yes, Gotham Knights, Sonic Frontiers, and a bit of Slay the Spider here and there.
I like Slay the Spire. How far into Slay the Spire? How deep in Slay the Spire are you?
Well, I've done it at least once on all four characters.
Nice. So you're in Ascension mode. You've beaten the game. That's exciting. Who's your favorite?
Yeah. Uh, I don't remember the proper names off the top of my head, but the
What
Green
color?
Assassin one.
Yeah, the green. The Watcher or the Silent. Sorry, the Watcher is the.
That's it. The silent.
That's a good
The,
one.
the the toughest one I had with was the warrior one.
Yeah, he's hard. You have to really. So the way I beat that one is I doubled down on he has a like a card that does. He has two cards. He has a card that makes his shield not go away, and a card that lets him attack with equal to his shield. Um,
Yeah.
so that's how I beat the game with him. Is I just like I purged all my cards, and it was just shielding cards, and then the ones that make you like body slam. I think is what it's called. And then I had the power that didn't let me. So it was like 15 cards in my deck at the end of the game.
Oh, nice.
It was
Uh,
awesome.
the the one I made was like a strength build. Like every turn, his strength would build and build.
Demon form. I think that card is called.
Yeah, demon form, and I had a few other strength building cards as
Yeah,
well.
Flex is another one. Yeah, he's got a few. Which is fun. Temper, I think, is another one. And then I like the fourth character a lot, the Watcher. Hard. That's the hardest one for me. Because
That's the form shifting one, right?
yeah, the Stance Dancer.
Yeah.
That's to me when I play. That's the one that I have the hardest time with. Just it's just so tough to get a deck to focus up enough.
Yeah. Now, like, find that right balance of energy usage and like juggling the forms.
Yeah. I had a really good. There's a daily run where I beat the daily run for the first time with the Watcher, or I think that one is the Watcher, the Keeper. I don't know. Um, Stance Dancer one. That's the one that I have the hardest time with. But I did do the daily. The daily's fun sometimes. Like you get some really bonkers rules. Like this one gave me a bunch of every turn, it was like every turn you spawn a random silver card or a random gray card, um, which are usually almost always good, and they could be rares too. So that was really dope.
One daily climb I had fun with. It was the orb guy. I think that one's Seeker.
Yeah, the Seeker.
Uh, yeah, like at the start of every turn, like 10 random cards would appear in his deck.
Oh, fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was fun, but I ultimately couldn't beat the tower just because the RNG was not on my side.
I hate it.
But it was really helpful, like with that one card, that game shield for however many cards you have in your draw pile / discard pile. Those things were just OP in that.
Those are my favorite ones.
Game I plat earlier this week was Save Room, the puzzle one based off the RE4 showcase.
Yo, way, really? That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
there were a couple that definitely just had me pulling my hair. It's like, how?
I haven't played it. I only have a Platinum Spider-Man. That's like I think that's the only one I have.
Oh, nice. On PlayStation or PC version?
PlayStation.
Oh, okay. Have you done Miles Morales yet?
No, no, I haven't. It's part of the PlayStation Plus stuff, though, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Just pull up the app and double check.
See, this is unfortunate that all of this paint is working this way. Let me see if I can help myself out here a little bit. Give it some stick.
Okay, yeah, it's part of the PlayStation Plus.
Nice. Oh, that's not the right one.
And it's on the Black Friday sale right now, too. If you
How much
just
is it?
want $20.
It's not too bad. I might just play it on PlayStation Plus, though.
Yeah. I mean, if you got it, definitely.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything downloaded from that. I didn't like the games this month. But that's the nice thing about it is you don't have to like the games every month because there's so many of them.
Yeah, but the monthly ones I just grab just for the sake of it.
Right, just to have the library.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, who knows? I might come across something some days like, oh, I didn't know I had that.
Right.
Yeah, I'll try that one out.
It's funny. I was talking to a friend of mine about video games recently, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll just wait until it comes on. Like, I don't buy games anymore. I just wait until they're on the Humble Bundle, and then just get them then." I was like, "Wow, what a fucking genius!"
Yeah. I mean, it's especially upsetting when you get a game, then it's like on sale a week later.
Oh yeah, um, valid.
Like just recently, Sonic Frontiers, like since it released the same day as Ragnarok, I'm guessing it didn't do all too well. So the very next week, it was $20 off.
Dan, did you were able to like get commensurate difference credit or something? Or did you
Oh no,
did you buy
I
digitally?
pre-ordered for the Steelbook.
Oh shit! I'd have gotten mad. I'd have been mad.
So I
Excuse
mean,
you?
it is what it is.
Yeah, that's valid. It's a very adult way to look at it. You're a bigger man than
Right.
I am.
As far as I could tell, like the one I was $20 off was just like the standard without the steelbook. So
That's true. I mean, still though, they should have dropped yours down $20 too. No steelbook is worth $20. I'll tell you this much.
fair enough. But
Because they're not even steel; they're aluminum.
all right. But even if they're aluminum, they're still very pretty.
They are pretty. I have the steelbook for Elden Ring. I get it.
Oh, nice.
I was gonna send it to James with his Christmas present this year, which is a
Yeah, I gotta work
Easter
on that.
egg. Easter egg for everybody watching right now.
I gotta do a bit of sending myself
Yeah,
because at a swap meet I found like a bunch of alien trading cards for like $5.
that's awesome. He'd love
I,
those.
I I just saw them and was like, oh, I'm
Gotta get those
so
for
gonna get
for
those for
James.
him.
Yeah,
And then I also got a Xenomorph toy at Walmart in the clearance section for $7.
that's dope.
So I'm gonna send that along with it.
As it turns out, we are hitting up time. Didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize. So I won't.
Oh,
I'm
no
actually.
worries.
I'm not going to get started on these and not finish them. So, we had some good progress today. We cleaned up his skin. We started his hair. Cleaned up his shirt and his gloves. Talked about the boot. Actually finished the boots. These boots are done. I'm actually not even going to do anything else to them. I think they're perfect the way they are.
Yeah, the boots look absolutely incredible.
They do. So thank you to folks watching at home. Thank you to Choji for joining me in chat today, and thank you to James for um, not showing up today, so I could do this. um, Thank you to all of you for watching. I wouldn't do this without you. Um, Ivan Burger, y'all have been great. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. And
Bye.
you also have a good